A university traditionally is a place where people can come and trade ideas on how to approach the challenges that we face as a society. This is an important issue to the region. We thank the Texas Tribune and Evan Smith for helping to put this panel together.
My friend Juliet Garcia, for many years back when she was running this institution, and I was first editor of Texas Monthly and now at the Tribune, has been telling me that people in Austin and people in journalism should not talk about the Valley and should not write about the Valley without coming to the Valley. And so she has drummed into all of our heads, not just mine but everybody's, the importance of coming down to the Valley and doing a better job of understanding the Valley. I want to thank President Garcia for giving everybody that important Let me thank President Fannin. Let me thank and welcome in advance President Bailey. We look forward to having you as part of the family of important Texans who are going to help chart the next course here on this great campus.
And by the Texas Tribune choosing Brownsville, Texas, to highlight the importance of immigration says a lot about, number one, about Texas Tribune's desire to get the story straight.
59% of Texans believe that all undocumented persons should be deported. Texans are obviously with those who believe the president's order is wrong. So, Senator Lucio, let me ask you first, as a veteran of these wars, somebody who's been thinking and talking about this issue for a long time, what should happen and will happen on the question of deportation?
Well, I think the first thing we need to do is continue to urge Washington to fix a broken immigration system that they have failed to do for such a long time. I, for one, feel that we're nowhere close to understanding what is happening to those that come to our borders, and we need to have a very compassionate approach as well.
You support, Senator Lucio, you support the president's executive order?
Well, yes, I think we need to take what's good out of that executive order, put it to use, and we ourselves in Texas need to voice our opinion, our recommendations from this point, and I think all of Texas needs to listen to us as well.
I think it was an excellent opportunity for us today to send a clear message to those of our colleagues in Austin and around the state of how we feel about the immigration crisis and issues that have impacted us here along the border from Brownsville to Laredo, especially.
Professor, where do you come down on this? You studied both sides of the border for so long. You understand the nuances here. What do you think about the executive order and where we're headed with this?
The executive order has to do with the fact that the Congress was in an impasse. There was nothing going forward, right. And there's a problem. You cannot deport everybody. It's extremely costly for the American economy to do that. It's impossible to do that, and we have recognized it since the beginning of this century. Right. And there are efforts by the Democrats and the Republicans, even together with John McCain and Edward Kennedy. They tried to come up with a comprehensive immigration reform. Right. Deal. It's more political than anything. There's a need to arrange the dysfunctional immigration system. So what President Obama did was trying to give a solution, a temporary solution to a problem that cannot be solved because of an impasse in Congress.
And he in fact said, Professor, if I'm remembering this, that I'm going to do this executive order, and if you in Congress don't like it, you're perfectly able to come behind it, pass a law that would supersede it. And I understand you have the votes to pass whatever you want.
Everybody understands that your borders need to be secure. At the same time, we reach out a humanitarian hand to those people in need. That's always been our history as a country. My heart goes out especially to kids here. And if you graduate from a high school in Texas, we want you to pay in-state tuition here. We want to have you as our student. And that also goes for kids across the border. We have policies for them in school as well.
I asked a question about all the points that are missing in the immigration discussion. For example, immigration from other countries around the world, not just Mexico, which has been stigmatized for decades now, and all the specific numbers of contributions that immigrants have made to our country. So I just feel like politicians should put more of the information out there, not just make it not a bipartisan issue, just a partisan issue, a political issue.
Oh, I love these kinds of events. This is my favorite thing in the world to do, and it's nothing, nothing makes me happier than to come to a place like Brownsville and be able to talk to people who are living in the middle of these issues. We in Austin think we know so much. We think we have a better perspective than the rest of the state on how we should, govern our cities and, decide on these big issues like immigration and education, but you never really understand what the Valley wants or needs without coming down to the Valley and talking to people down here. So in that respect, this is a very productive event.